Hello, and we are now live. Hello, Carmen.
Good morning, Sam, or good afternoon. How are you?
You look like you're in the North Pole.
Well, I feel a bit like I'm in the North Pole. It's not as warm as it has been, has it?
You know, I was really cold this morning on my run. I needed my gloves on. It was freezing this morning. It's chilly, isn't it?
What you need is one of those, Sam.
Psychological. That isn't actually a fire, is it? What is it?
No, it's a TV screen with a DVD, and we have it all year.
James, come and look at this. Look at this fire. I'm going to have to show James this. This is ace. Not one of these in the office because it actually would make you feel warmer. Look, this
is psychological. It's definitely psychological.
Yeah, we're live. Yeah. It's all right. Say hi. That fire is fantastic. I love it.
I have to say, when you come in December and you haven't switched anything on yet, you think, oh, it's freezing. And then the minute you put it on, it is a little bit psychological. It is.
Because actually when we sell a house, if there's no fire in the living room of any kind, there's no focal point, there's no warmth, it's actually quite hard to give it life. Tess, for example, Tess lives in a beautiful apartment overlooking the river in Kendal, my daughter Tess, and she's got no fire in the front room, and it does feel a little bit, Tess, that's what you need. You need one of those.
Yeah.
There's probably a YouTube channel that you can just play it.
It is actually brilliant, and what it does, it actually starts as a full fire in the morning, and by the end of the day, it has literally burnt down to the embers. And it is, and at Christmas time, it's got Christmas carols if you want them. But it is good. It's a good deterrent for parents with their kids because the kids come up and the parents go, no, hot.
So, people think it's real.
They actually do think it's real, sadly. Yeah,
only for Chinese, maybe. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Sorry, we love Chinese. We love Chinese tourists. Didn't mean to say that. Let's move on.
A lot of it, yeah.
So I've been doing these lockdown lessons now for quite a few weeks. In fact, you, Carmen, today are number 48. So we only have, in fact, I'm sure that's not right because then that wouldn't be, it must be 47 today because it's 50 on Saturday. So anyway.
You're lucky how day of the week it is, really.
Yeah, well, that's true. You know what month it is? I can barely cope with the fact it's May. I feel like we've missed April. What happened?
It's going to throw you today, then. You're going to think you're in December.
That's a very good point. Anyway, I reached out to Carmen a few weeks ago about this because Carmen very kindly is part of our 12 Days of Christmas, obviously, campaign, which we run every December with Ashdown Jones, which is a fantastic 12-day competition. And I said to her, Carmen, I really want you to come on a lockdown lesson. She said, well, what can I actually teach? Well, the obvious was just there, wasn't it? You're going to teach us about Christmas. And it doesn't matter if we're learning about Christmas in May. You can learn about it now. You can watch it again in December. You can make notes for October or November, whenever you start planning. And but, this is your specialized subject. So, Carmen, we can't really talk about anything else.
No, I must say, when you were asking for a profile picture, most of mine are out walking or doing something. And I said to my husband, if I put one of the walking ones on, they're going to expect 5 tips about walking in the lake or something. So I thought, well, I've got to make it look Christmassy. So, because, as you say, looking back at everybody else's, I thought, well, gee, they're all really, talented in that. What can I do? And I thought, well, the only thing I can do is tell you about Christmas. We've got 16 years experience, so may as well start there.
Well, tell us about the shop then and how it actually came about. Because one of the things that I wanted you to talk about, but you didn't feel like you could do 5 lessons on it, which is fair enough, was about turning your passion into a business. Because I think that's a fascinating concept, and it's what you've done, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a hard explanation because just to cut a very long story short, Chris is a qualified engineer. I was a sales manager in 2003. We gave up our real jobs. Because take
it easy.
Paychecks. Because I was really homesick. My family were all in South Africa, and then we realized the only way to juggle being from 2 different hemispheres was to be self-employed and have some sort of control. So we were actually looking for a tea room in Cornwall. Yeah.
I think you missed it. You drove a bit too far north.
We did. I think we were a lot younger then, and I think the guy we saw just thought, oh, dreamers, that's it. And we ended up looking at this one that was actually still on the Dalton's Weekly, which you'll know about, which was still a newspaper at the time. And
I think you can actually still buy the Dalton's Weekly. I don't think it is weekly, but I think you can actually buy a physical copy still.
Yeah. Oh, can you? Well, I think that was it. We used to take it camping with a highlighter on the weekend and have to go back to our real jobs on a Monday and just dream about what we could do. And so there was this one in Cheddar Gorge on the way back, and we thought, we're on our way back to Hampshire. Let's just go and have a look. And it was beautiful. And it was this rubber snake, plastic sunglass, bucket and spade selling gift shop in Cheddar. No offense, Vera, but it was awful. And it was a beautiful property in a beautiful location. And the tiniest corner was Christmas.
Oh.
And we just thought, yeah. And we thought, what a ridiculous idea. Why would you have Christmas in summer? As everybody does. And I've heard that several times. Yeah. And I always act surprised. It's amazing. My surprise face is epic. And that was it. And then I said to Chris, oh, this is ridiculous. We've got to get rid of this straight away, and we both went, crazy idea. Anyway, after the first summer, we realized that the building was going to get subsidence because actually everybody was down that end. And we thought we'd be crazy to get rid of it. So we tried it again. And
so
eventually
it was a popular corner.
Always. And I think to answer your question from this time of year, I think you get some really hardcore, avid Christmas lovers like Alison McGee-Parker
and Lizzie Laird, to name them too.
Yeah. And they like you're saying, you've got time now, not just in lockdown, but time the rest of the year, not worrying if you've got enough roast potatoes or gifts for everybody, and maybe a spare bit of cash to buy that collectible item, like things like our snow globes and that are collectible that you saw in December.
Beautiful.
But maybe in December, when you're shopping for everyone else, you don't feel you can spend that on yourself as much as you love Christmas. So that's really what it is.
Yeah, that is a good point. So people who are on holiday or even for an away day, maybe have a little bit of cash to spend because they think they're going to buy some, some keepsakes. And actually, I don't think, in the olden days, when I was young, when there were dinosaurs roaming the earth, if you ask my team, and there's no TVs or anything, we used to buy little keepsakes, which was an ornament with the name of the place written on.
Yeah.
We're so tacky. But now, actually, to go and buy a Christmas decoration from somewhere you love feels like you bring a bit of that home. We've done the same. We've got Christmas decorations from all over the world, from Mexico, from Venice, from Disneyland, that we bring back. And we bought those at all different times of the year. So, yeah, I completely understand that.
That's exactly it. And that's why when we moved to the Lakes and this unit came up, we just thought, well, like you said, this is what you're good at. This is what you do. We're just going to be brave and just do Christmas. Because we used to do half home, shabby chic furniture, all different sort of all year round gifts, and then half Christmas. And then we used to make it bigger towards the end of the year. And we just realized this. We came here once in November on holiday, and you couldn't park at the weekend anywhere. And we were just like, this is not Cheddar Gorge. This is amazing. And the footfall is fantastic. And so from a Christmas shop really, really works in a tourist destination for that reason, because it's collectible. And like you saw, this is my tip too, but I'll have you a sneak preview. Our Windermere baubles, people come from all over. I send them if they're not in when people are here. I have to send them out because they want something from their holiday.
I want to talk about those because they are something really, really special. We'll come on to that in just a second. But let me just ask you, what kind of comments did you have before you opened from friends, family, bank managers, and everybody else? What did they say to you, Carmen?
Well,
is it repeatable?
Not a lot of it. No, our families were very supportive because they've seen us. That we were in Cheddar for 15 years, and we came through recessions and we came through all sorts of things, and they knew we'd be fine. But friends, and also I think more what wasn't said, like because we had to paper the windows and that, people think that glass is soundproof when they're walking past. So that was interesting. But I think I do think people think we're a little bit mad, and possibly our landlord as well. I think he came in one of the first times after we opened, and this shop was magnolia. It was just all white.
What was in there first? Because we should tell people you're on Quarry Rig, which is that range of shops, the row of shops right in the centre of Bowness. Great place. It's supposed to be like a little destination centre. Sometimes that hasn't happened, particularly for the ones on the very end. But you're in a good place right in the middle near the cash point, aren't you? So
yeah, I mean, I think that was the biggest warning. People warned us, oh, you're going to death row, and we were like, the thing is, with something like us, it doesn't really matter where we are. It's very Marmite. You either are or you aren't. Yeah. And it's we wanted to make it a destination, and we've had people in from Manchester and that have said, we've heard all about your shop. We've come especially here today to come and see it. So it is what it is. If you love it, it's a destination and you'll find it. But I must say, Quarry Rig isn't like that anymore. We've got a fantastic collection of shops. We've got Choco Bar next door. We've got Cody's next door. We do Hungarian food and lovely paninis. Then you've got Four Barrow Parks. You've got the new escape rooms. We've got all sorts of things. So it's
quite a quirky row, isn't it? We are very lucky, really. I'm sure it's not luck. I'm sure it is by design. But in Windermere and Bowness, where we don't really have any chain stores. In fact, the only one I can think of really is probably Jules. Apart from a couple of the cafes, but I think almost everybody is individual, and that's what gives the Lake District its kind of heart and soul. And think about people that have got other specialty shops like Lakeland Artisan in Windermere, and also places like the Jigsaw Shop in Grasmere.
Yes, he's got lovely
biggest collection of jigsaws in the UK. I mean, it's just staggering. Staggering. I've never seen anything like it.
Those beautiful Gibson's Christmas ones, that real Dickensian look about them, they're lovely, gorgeous.
Wow. Leanne Scott says, who was on yesterday's, lockdown lesson, amazing marketer, nearly as good as me. Only a joke, Leanne. Says, Carmen, how did I not know you're South African and I love Christmas? So there you go. Do you know Leanne Scott?
No.
Oh, well, you need to get together. In fact, I mentioned you yesterday to her because I know that you're planning some pivots and changes in your business as well. And she's offering a free marketing session at the moment. So get yourself on the phone with her if you want some feedback and ideas, because she's a very technical marketer. And I mean that as a huge compliment, by the way, Leanne. But anyway, sorry, back to you. Anyway, so South Africa, in Bowness, with a Christmas shop.
I'm just going further north. I'm going to end up in Lapland before long, I think. just getting further and further to Santa's workshop. But yeah, so that was it. So we decided, right, it's our opportunity to go all out and be brave and say, and look like we've got confidence in it, to give our customers confidence in it. And so we just went big, and it was a gift shop. I'll give you. Excuse the mess.
I'm going to make it wider as well so people can see a little bit. There you go.
Yeah.
In fact, why don't I just make you full screen? There you go. You're full screen.
Oh, gee, thanks very much.
Look at that.
So, excuse the mess, because everything that's usually outside is inside.
That's not a mess, really, Carmen, is it? That is just a cornucopia of Christmas decorations. Look at those.
It's so sad because all our neighbours are lovely, and usually when you come up here in May, all the umbrellas are out and people are sitting outside, and it's such a lovely feeling. And we can't wait to be open in some sort of way to just have that happy, because generally people come in, they're happy they found a Christmas shop. So there's actually very few grumpy people that come in. The Scrooges and the
I don't think grumpy people don't like Christmas though, do they?
No.
It doesn't go together.
They do like to tell you that now and again. But
do they?
Yeah. But then I get out my Santa can and I say, well, so there goes your good list. You've very quickly gone onto the naughty.
You're on the naughty list. Oh my goodness.
Yes, direct.
That's so funny.
But it used to be, so it used to be all white. And then Chris made all our shop fittings. We decided to do a Dickensian theme. We wanted to walk down Scrooge's, and all our little shop fronts have got names: Fezziwigs, Tiny Tim's, Scrooge and Marley's. We've got old whiskey barrels we sourced from Cheshire somewhere, old scaffolding planks, carts. It was just to create a magic of walking down a street. We stopped short of cobbling the floor. The landlord might have thought that was a step too far. And And then we wanted to walk into Santa's living room, so we sort of had the fireplace and the old furniture, and we've got a train that goes around the tree, a Hornby train, and yeah, it's lovely because people love it, and I think that's the reward, you know. And I have to say, there are some hardcore Christmas people out there.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness there are.
Yeah.
And I think what you're really good at is creating an experience when people come in. And I think there's something that some shops don't really create for people.
We had a lady once who worked for us, and she used to say, because you get a bit, you know what it's like, you get a bit sort of tunnel vision when you're in it every day. But she said, what you do is you cater for all the senses. Because we always have an oil burner going with fragrances. We've, again, another one of my tips, but a fragrance that we've used for years, and everybody comments when they come in. And then of course we have the music and the lights, and then the visual aspect of it. So that's what we try and do.
I think that's lovely. In fact, we had a team meeting yesterday where we were trying to explain to our team, and I don't know if you know, but lockdown is off for estate agents today. So we are starting just to make some little inroads, PPE and all the other things we've got to do. But one of the things we haven't really offered our clients is what would be called a virtual viewing, where either the owner of the house takes a video, or we go in and take a video and show it to the interested party. And we're having a conversation with one of our team members who's in the middle of buying a house, and she was given a virtual viewing after she's already actually seen it in person a few weeks ago, but she wanted to refresh her memory. She was given a virtual viewing by the estate agent, and it's put her off the house because it was very unflattering. Because if you take away the other four senses and you only rely on visual, the visual's got to work too hard for you. But for you, you can see that all five senses, it's a very sensory experience when you come in. Isn't it? And I think that's what adds to the value and the experiential nature of the shop.
And I think the other thing that we've tried to do is, Chris is massively Christmas person, my husband, and he loves it, and he's got fantastic memories, and hence the train set. I think it's more for him really than whether we sell any or not, to be honest. But it was about that. It was about the nostalgia and the sentiment and the emotion. And I think, you know, people that love Christmas, they love what's good about it. And unfortunately, some people don't have good memories or have sadness. And that is a shame. And we do have those people in as well. And we try to make it special for them by doing any sort of memorial things for them or things like that. But everybody has their own version of Christmas. And I think Christmas, it can be new every year, because if you've got bad memories of Christmas, you can create your own good memories of Christmas. It's not like your childhood is gone. You know, you can create a new Christmas every year. And you know, I remember doing things with my kids when they were little that they now call a tradition. I didn't even realize that's what we were doing at the time. Oh, definitely. I mean, I love that. I love to hear about people's different traditions and things and things you get nowadays, you know, like the footprint stencils that you just use a little bit of flour or icing sugar, or Rudolph stencils.
My goodness, my tree was full of those kind of things. Things made out of plastic, and things that, you know, with paint that flaked off, people, you know, things that they couldn't write the name properly. And there comes a point where you just want an adult tree, I can tell you that. Although my grandchildren will probably fill up my tree with lots of those kind of things. Well, homemade goodies.
Have a brief window where you can have your own
when it actually looks stylish for a couple of years, and that's it now. So let's go into your 5 tips, then, Carmen, because you are so good at this. I don't want to miss out, and I'm going to just put you full screen. Well, nearly full screen. There you go, a bit closer.
Okay, lovely. Right. Well, as I said, I had my other camera, which I thought wasn't back to front, working, so I could show you things, but I've sort of got it around me. So if I disappear under the table,
that's absolutely fine. We're all cool. We're all relaxed on these lockdown lessons.
Okay. So my first tip is, I think, because if you're cooking something particularly good, and you haven't ploughed everybody with wine. No, I was thinking of myself.
You should definitely be looking at me.
With wine. You want your table to look pretty good. You want that to be the discussion rather than the slightly overcooked food. So my tips here are really, I think, my whole theme here today is about thinking about Christmas after what we've all been through so far this year. It's close to my heart because my parents are still in South Africa, and obviously I can't see them and we can't fly, etc., etc. So it's about thinking about budget, sentiment, emotion, and family. And chocolate, obviously, always has to come in somewhere. But
alcohol, you've got alcohol.
Well, I was behaving. I've seen myself on the full screen, like, oh, too much. So, if you've got something like one of these that you use, a normal sort of candle wreath table display.
Oh, is that what that is? I thought that was for a door. What's the difference between the two? You could do either, could you?
Yeah, this is a smaller wreath. The door wreaths are a bit bigger. So I've got one up there. You see that? That's But something like this, if you get a small one, you can do something like this. And my thing here that I would normally do is you'd usually do, say, something like your middle candle. Now these are amazing.
I'll give you full screen again, Carmen. There you go.
These, I don't know if you can see how sparkly they are.
They beautiful, are
handcrafted.
Are they?
Yeah.
It's like snow, like sparkly snow.
It is. They're glittery candles, and they're absolutely beautiful. We've sold them for years in our old shop, and people love them. Use. My sister-in-law actually had them at her wedding in the tables because she had a winter wedding.
Oh, how lovely!
They are lovely, and the glitter comes free for the next 4 days.
Do you know what? I bought one of Tessa's friends a bath bomb from, what's that bath bomb place called? Lush.
Oh, Lush, yeah.
And it was a sparkly one. Oh my goodness. He was cursing me for weeks. The sparkles just went everywhere, all over the bath, all over the bathroom, all over him, all over his clothes, all over the carpet, the walls, everywhere. There was nowhere where glitter had not touched. But so be careful with the candle, maybe. Just don't touch it too much.
They do, honestly, and it's okay for me when we get a delivery to go down to the post office, but when Chris goes and he's completely covered in glitter, it's a talking point. So I would do something like that initially. But my way of, let's say, another word for, can't really say that, but making it more effective would be it's things like these little battery operated lights. I'm sure we've all seen these. These are great. I love them. They can go anywhere, and especially the ones with like the clear wire. So I would, anything that comes to light on your table is lovely. So just in a sort of mishmash kind of way, that already.
Oh, so clever.
If you can hide those, you'd hide those in, and then what you would do is you would, I think what I've noticed recently, and I did a beautiful one for, I'm sure they won't mind me saying, Miamondo across the road. And what they did was they had a wreath that they hung, so that it hung suspended from the ceiling like this. And we attached all sorts of glass. Oh,
so it was hung horizontally from the ceiling upside down?
Yeah, almost like a lampshade type thing.
How lovely.
Yeah, it looked absolutely gorgeous. It really did.
By the way, Ali Tordov says you're an absolute delight, which I know you already know that. And I need to talk to you about a Christmas project.
Oh, yay. Exciting. That's what I like to hear, Ali. Thank you. She loved my video yesterday, and I was so pleased. It took me ages.
I tell you what, she has been probably our #1 super fan through this whole lockdown lesson. She's watched every single lesson, I think, and she knows how to do every single thing.
Oh, brilliant. So she's the expert, definitely.
She is.
So I would say, Sam, things like our glass baubles. Now, these are made by a lady in Shropshire, and she has my life. She is a lovely lady. She is like the Beatrix Potter of the Christmas world. She has a lovely old farmhouse table filled with sketches and glitter and beads and glass and everything you like. And she designs all these baubles. So all these glass she designs. And she actually supplies Liberties and Harrods.
She and you.
And me, exactly. And I think she probably told Harrods and Liberties that, and that's why they stopped. But things like that, anything with glass, and it doesn't look like much virtually, as you can see, but with the glass and the lights, the glass just lifts this whole thing. If you suddenly took that off, it just lifts everything. And I think it's about creating a talking piece, just something a little bit mesmerizing that people can look at. And then, you can go the whole hog. Just do something really Christmassy and just make that whole middle bit just changeable. And really, it doesn't cost you much because next year you're back to your normal wreath and you can change again.
Oh, what a great idea.
Yeah. So that's one of those, which I'm sure people already probably do in some way, shape, or form.
Definitely don't, Carmen. They definitely don't. Whatever you think people do, they don't do it. I'd give myself 1 out of 10 at Christmas. In fact, Molly's so disgusted with me. She's going to do Christmas this year, apparently. I'm so bad at it.
We might just bring our table here.
Oh my goodness, what a great idea. Do you have Christmas parties there?
Well, do you know what? Last year we wanted to, because our neighbours have all been so lovely, and we wanted to do, that's one of the things we want to create, is like a loyalty evening and a preview sale to Christmas and some mulled wine. And we used to have a festive night in Cheddar, which was amazing. You know, everybody would get together, and things like the events we've done at the weekends with the reindeers and that. It's just about bringing people together, but in an evening in winter when all the lights are on, and it'd just be amazing. So that's happening this year.
It's ridiculous. I'm already looking forward to Christmas, and it's not even summer.
It's contagious, Sam. That's what it is.
It is. It is. You have infected me. Actually, we probably shouldn't use that word.
I'm going viral. My next thing is napkins. Napkins are great, but I think very few people, well, I'm sure in, you know, elegant places, they do still use linen napkins. But in our world, I just like the color and the event of color, and just being able to change it without feeling bad. So things like our paper napkins.
Yeah, that's pretty.
They're all different printed. But what I like to do, you can fold it, or you can make your water lily or stick it in a glass, whatever. But I think sometimes just to make it more Christmassy is adding things like that, like your little candy cane or your little star, you know, and then in the end you come up with, here's one I made earlier, something like, let me see if I can show you, like that.
Oh my goodness.
You know, where you've got your little gold, can you see that all right?
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that looks amazing.
So yeah, you've got like a little glass bead with your gold leaf, and just and it takes 2 minutes with a bit of ribbon, and you can use, say you're changing your style this Christmas, you're going from elegant gold to frosty whites or something, so then you can go, you know, you can change it and you can do something more fun. You could use something like that. You could get the kids together and go foraging and get tiny little pine cones and spray them gold, get some holly, get some mistletoe, and just do really simple changes, but just get you in the mood of Christmas. You know?
I think that's part of it, isn't it? A part of it is actually just getting in the mood in the first place. I know sometimes you get to kind of the beginning of December and, you know, you're a bit worn out with all the Christmas adverts and songs every time you go into a shop. And it's just about revitalizing that feeling and being excited about it. Because I think it's quite, when you've got a busy family and a busy business, it's quite hard to be excited about Christmas. It feels like a series of chores. So actually putting something in that's not just about going and buying something and another chore, but actually an event like a nature walk and then, you know, spraying and making things. I think that can add family excitement back in. And then it's another tradition, isn't it?
I think that's the key. I was just thinking as you were saying, and I was thinking, in actual fact, I think it's so commercialized. I know that's rich coming from me, but it is. And it's about going back to the core things to tap into your Christmas spirit, so that I mean, even us here, Chris and I don't play Christmas carols until the 1st of December in the shop.
Thank goodness. Well done.
But we can't. And, you know, it just ruins it, and it ruins it for us. As well. And I think things like that, where I grew up in Cape Town with my mum and dad and my brother and grandparents and everyone. And on Christmas Eve, we always used to go for a drive up Adderley Street in Cape Town and see the Christmas lights and things like that. You know, and every family has their own tradition. I think sometimes when you get caught up in the busyness, it's nice to just tap back into that and go, you know, that's what we do.
Yeah, and actually to have something that signals Christmas, I think, is really important, because we don't really have a start of Christmas anymore. Because like I say, the Christmas adverts start back in October. So when does Christmas, you know, start for you as a family? So to have, like, I don't know, the last weekend before Christmas or something where you do go and do your nature walk, you make your decorations, I think is a nice idea. It signals a start, doesn't it?
Yeah. And in actual fact, Sam, that brings me on to my second tip, which is this year especially capturing the sentiment of Christmas. And for me, that's family. For a lot of people, it's religion. It's whatever is personal to you. But I think personalising this year, making things special, letting people know that you've been thinking of them, you've put so much thought into something, I think less is going to be more. And I think things like our personalised baubles, which are already popular, I think will become even more popular. I mean, I've done for weddings.
So I love these, and I have to say that they come in a beautiful little presentation box, and we actually gave some away as gifts this year. They're so special. There's a red one and a blue one, isn't there? And the painted Windermere or the Lake District, aren't they, from the inside?
Yeah,
by some very gifted artists, and it is just stunning. And what a lovely gift to bring away from the Lake District at any time of year.
It's been wonderful. I mean, and I must say, I'm sure they won't mind me saying now because it's not a surprise anymore. They gave them for Christmas. But Tapio's in Windermere, they had them done for all their staff, and I managed to copy their logo in a gold pen, and they gave them all as keepsakes, which was great and a real honor for me. I was chuffed that they were happy to do that. We do.
I can't remember who we gave ours away to. I think we gave ours away to some of our clients or some of our suppliers or both. Because I just thought it was what a lovely gift, and you don't necessarily want to brand something you're giving as a gift, but you've still got the idea of the brand of Windermere, and I think you could actually put a ribbon in saying what your brand was, for example, and it's not too obtrusive. I think that's lovely.
I think as you say, subtle branding, but if a gift is good enough, they'll remember it was from you, I think, so, or something different enough, That's really what we try and do, is source our things from people that haven't sold their soul to the garden centres or places like that we can be different all year round. We've also obviously, and I think also things like Baby's First Christmas. We get these just unprinted, and then I've done things like written Baby's First. I've done babies' names, things like that you could do on there as well. So
how lovely! So you can personalise. What a great idea!
Yeah, and the date or their birth date or weddings or anything like that. You can do it really pretty much on any surface, a glass surface, something like that, if you wanted something more elegant. And I was going to do one for you live if you've got time.
We're on, and I told you we'd run over, didn't I? Because we're on 32 minutes, so we'll have to be fairly quick.
Okay, I'll be quick.
I'll make you full screen again. There you go.
Flat ones. Things like that,
pretty.
Which you can do for anything. And I was going to do one for, which we usually do, Merry Woofmas.
That's lovely.
I thought I'd do one while you were there. I thought I'd do one for George.
Oh,
do you like?
I would love that.
Do you like George or Georgie?
Oh, God. I have to say Georgie. I.e., it's a bit girly, isn't it? But maybe he's gay. I don't know. This is my tip. So this is to show you that the point of this tip was to show you that actually anybody can do it. You just need to practice your writing a few times. Don't despair. I have done this for 16 years. So you need a permanent marker with a fine tip, preferably, something like that. And I usually scribble first and let people also write down the spelling so that I don't get anything too badly wrong. And then literally it can be the simplest of fonts. I'm shaking because I'm still nervous. I don't usually right, this is ridiculous. Chris will be laughing his head off when he sees this. Georgie. And then what I do is I just put, like, I think they call it a font, something like a pen stop or a dot or something. I don't know what it is. I just put dots on the end of my letters. And then for the doggies, I just put a little paw print. And that's it. Oh, that's so lovely. Let me see. Look at that. Come here, James, come and see. Don't show Georgie because it's a secret.
It's a secret for Georgie's Woofmas.
Look what Carmen's just made. Isn't that lovely? Oh, isn't that funny when you see your own, like, dog's or child's name? He does deserve it. Don't be mean. He does.
Honestly,
that's lovely.
That's one thing that really does make me happy. Poor old Chris goes into a bit of a cold sweat when people say, can I have this personalised? Because he worked on a drawing board for years and he writes in all big letters and it's illegible. So he goes, I'll just go and get my wife. And if I happen to have popped out somewhere, he sort of has to make a bit of a story up and call me on the phone. But don't write it on a bit of paper and I'll rush downstairs because I've since had to start using my glasses as well. And I'll come back up, and I have to say the sheer joy of that tiny thing that it gives people or grandparents or parents, or I can do a whole family one as well, and the date or weddings. It actually means the world. I'm so glad I can do it because it's lovely to see their faces.
Isn't it funny that, you know, just the actual gift on its own, the actual decoration, you think, oh, that's nice, and put the name on it, and that I don't know what it is. It's just something. It feels so special.
Yeah,
that person.
Well, if you're someone like me, growing up in South Africa, you'd never find even a pencil case, anything with your name on. So that probably no. I'd have to go to my dad's dad was Italian, so I'd have to go to Italy or Spain to get something, which is not a bad thing. Well, at the moment it is, but
well, I find anything with Sam on is either for a dog or a man.
Yeah. Oh dear, no, I do know what you mean. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Well, she's usually got a fruit bowl on her head, Carmen Miranda. Anyway, so that was personalising. That's the second one. The next one will be.
Can I tell you what Leanne said as well? What's the name of the street that you used to drive up in Cape Town?
Adderley.
So she used to do the same thing.
You're joking?
No, I bet she said that.
I bet she went to Mike's Kitchen for dinner as well.
There you go. Did you go to Mike's Kitchen, Leanne? And also Marion Graveson says, we have a holiday tree all collected from our travels. What a lovely idea. We have a plastic shark from a cocktail in Vegas on the top of the tree. Every year reminds us of all the places we've been. That's our tradition. Love the Windermere ball. We definitely need one of those. You definitely do, Marion.
Brilliant. Well, I must say that is what everybody does. And there are some amazing things, these memory trees. And it is just a mishmash.
I've never heard of this. Never.
Relive all the good parts of your year. And every year you put up the same things. You get to relive those holidays. And eventually one day when you're really old and maybe you can't remember, you don't even remember that you actually went there. But you've got proof that you did. So it's a good thing, really.
I do look at these really tacky ones and go, where on earth did we find that? But the kids need to remind me.
Well, I think it's a case of, you know, you either come back with a box of fudge that you're never going to eat or a tea towel that you're never going to use because actually it's not very quality. So
that's it doesn't actually dry dishes.
No, it just kind of wipes and smears. My next thing was, again, just sort of upgrading your stationery. So just zhuzhing it up a bit and making it a bit
upgrading special. Your what? Stationery?
Stationery.
Stationery.
I was just making a password for Christmas cards. For your Christmas card writing.
I've never heard of them called stationery before, but we'll go with it.
Yes, let's go with stationery. Well, you can.
I feel like I need a header now, like a proper letterhead for Christmas. That's what I feel like I need, like the Prime Minister.
Yeah. Oh, Sam. So I'm going to use as an example Rendale Designs, which is Hannah Dale. She's based in Lincolnshire, and she's actually
just do a bit closer again, Carmen. It's a bit close now, and a bit up as well.
Up.
That's it. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at the robins.
They are beautiful.
Quite a similar design to or style to Rebecca Cropper, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, very much so.
Some of
the colour ones that Rebecca started doing. But the nice thing about this is they are all designed and printed in the Lake District, in England, and the paper and the card is actually sourced in the Lake District.
Oh, how lovely.
We do a lot of Rendale, and she does the paper Christmas crackers and that, so it's all environmentally friendly, and you know, it's all recyclable. And what I was suggesting, and you could do it in these cards and even things like your little advent calendar cards, is to just put a sprinkle of the granules that we burn. So I'll show you up close and then I'll show you. This one's called Apple Spice, and they work in any sort of oil burner. So even your electric burner that plugs in, or your normal candle oil burner, they are salts infused with essential oils. So they don't melt like a wax melt. They don't get messy. They don't spit. You don't put water in. If you're forgetful like me, it doesn't matter because they don't break anything. You put a teaspoonful in, give them a little stir, and when you can't smell them anymore, you tip them out and you put another teaspoonful in.
Easy. Even I can manage that.
And those, because they smell so beautifully, they come in a little packet like this. Whoops, there. And you can just sprinkle the granules into your card. So for that special person that you're sending them to, at the bottom of the envelope, you just sprinkle some in the bottom of the envelope, and your whole card smells Christmassy. It'd be like smelly vision when they open it.
Honestly, my friends and family barely get a happy Christmas by messenger from me. Never mind a card with smelly things in it.
Smelly things, no. Maybe just, I don't know, put some in a gift bag or something. So do something like that rather. Make it easy. But they are good. I must say, those granules are good as well. They're nice for creating.
It's a lovely idea to open it up and smell. I think that's a lovely idea.
Well, I mean, some of the fragrances we do. So one of our most popular is obviously cinnamon and orange. We've got cranberry, frankincense, all that sort of thing. So that
frankincense. It's actually a smell, is it?
It is. And very popular. I had one lady who used to buy a whole box of it at a time, like 12. I don't know whether she ate it or made order. I don't know what she did, but she loved it.
Maybe she's putting them in tea bags or something.
She was doing something. So that was that on that one. Sorry, Sam, I'm aware of time, so I'm just going to skip over.
All right. It is fascinating. It genuinely is, honestly.
I'm glad I can't see the comments. You probably delete them before.
No. I can see the comments. Ali told off wants a Christmas party at the Dome House, so we need to get onto that. Okay. And Leanne Scott says, yes, it was. Well, I presume she's talking about Mike's kitchen. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. We will have this chat.
Definitely. Yeah, you definitely need to.
Right. So the second last one is, I thought, which would be handy, is knowing what the trends were for 2020. I said they'd come direct from Rudolph, which they do, because there was a singing Rudolph at the spring fair at the NEC. So what we do is we go to the big trade fairs at the beginning of the year. This year we went to Harrogate for the first time, which was lovely. I went to Betty's twice. But it's absolutely fantastic. I mean, the things these people do some of the displays are twice the size of the shop. The European suppliers are just phenomenal. You get some great display ideas, and just an idea of what's changing, what people want. And to a certain extent, we do latch on to that. But again, where we've tried to remain traditional and only certain colours can go, we do sort of stick to mostly traditional. But what we found this year was, and I've just got a few little samples to show you while we're here. Obviously, your normal elegance and gold, always good. Elegant
gold. They're beautiful.
They are something. That's again from that lady Chrissy of Original Winter's Tale. Which I just love the name of it. It's magic. The sort of golds like that, and more of a champagne gold was also popular. The small little egg that again can be revamped for Easter.
Oh yeah.
Everybody, little gold angels, that sort of thing was good. And then always the Gisela Graham angels.
I like Gisela Graham, I have to say. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but it feels traditional but not too old-fashioned.
They've been one of our suppliers for years, and nobody does those like she does. She's amazing. She
My fairy is Gisela Graham, actually. I really like it.
Yeah, mine too. I love it. I do like it. Then one of the things that was popular towards the end of last year and is running again this year is, one lady described it as a colour of an oil slick. I like to think of it as possibly more peacock blue.
Oh, they're lovely.
That sort of colour, more that sort of thing, which sits well with silver, also the champagne gold, and bringing in the dusty pink as well with that. Then we had Winter Wonderland.
Yeah, of course. Winter Wonderland. Yeah.
Whites and traditional, which again for your travel or your memory tree is things like your Gisela Graham.
Oh, postbox.
Your robins always.
Oh, sorry, I like robins.
And this one, which Chris said, you can ring for gin in a Christmas style.
I love that. That's so pretty. I'll have to get some robin things off you. My sister's daughter's called Robin, so they've got a bit of robin house. Ali says, have you got anything zebra? Why would you even ask that, Ali? Why would you have a zebra at Christmas?
Ali, I haven't actually, funnily enough.
Well, you may be missing a trick. You'd have one customer for it.
Well, yeah, my friend works at a safari park in the Eastern Cape. I can get her to do us a Christmas card. The closest I can get to you on an animal front at the moment is one of the next trends, which is Disney. So you've got from your old faithful,
Bambi.
You got
It's Thumper, isn't it?
Thumper and Bambi.
Oh, love those.
And you've got really from the traditional ones, Jiminy Cricket. You've got obviously the dwarves. I'm very happy to say there's a lady who lives in Bowness that has just won this in our prize draw today.
Oh,
for her little girl. The question was, which is your favourite dwarf and who reminds you of him? And I only do a random prize draw, but hers was her little baby who can be all 7 in one day.
Great answer.
We do Beauty and the Beast, and
lovely.
Even down to Stitch and Lilo.
Have you got the frozen ones?
Yes, we've got the frozen one they've started doing in a box, which we can personalise as well.
Oh, that's lovely. That's a fantastic present, isn't it, for Christmas?
That is. We've done a few of those personalised, and it's got a silver sort of clasp on the top, so you can do that with a silver pen, which is rather nice. And then last but not least, I think I've said everything there, is lights. Lights, and more lights. As you can see, I'm a bit of a light freak. I do love lights, and for Christmas especially. And I think they just make it special, like having your lights outside or in your tree outside or whatever. So it was just a couple of things to show you. Was things like, I don't know if you've seen these before, but just your wicker wreath.
Yeah.
Which we've got quite a few actually coming from Gisela Graham. Heart shapes, star shapes, all sorts of different size wreaths.
Actually, I've got one at home. What we're saying, I've got a heart-shaped one I put on the wall with a ribbon on the top of it. Yeah.
They're lovely. And like this is what, like the one me and Munda has suspended from the ceiling. So with invisible wire and then lovely glass droplets like a chandelier type thing.
What a lovely idea.
And those, if you get the blank one, you can use for Easter, birthdays, Valentine's, etc., etc.
What a lovely idea.
And you can pimp it up to Christmas like that.
Did you do that, or did it come like that?
No, I did this one. And you can add things like your poinsettia pick or your, I don't know, some pine cones. Again, a tradition, maybe with the kids foraging, that sort of thing. But it can change from the seasons, and it makes for a really good, just something different on your front door.
You could even make a Disney one, couldn't you, with all the 7 dwarves around the outside or something?
It would be amazing. It would be. You can just. It does. Once you've got the basics, you can do anything. So we do. We'll stuff things like the lights, the picks, and that, so that people can buy whatever they want, rather than buying one that's too much that they're only going to use for Christmas.
And it feels so much, I don't know, better quality and a nicer experience if you make it yourself. Whereas if you go into, I don't know, Argos and buy something that's ready-made, it's not going to feel the same quality, and you haven't got the heritage or the tradition there.
No, absolutely. And lastly, Sam, is a thing like a swag, a fireplace swag, or a stairway garland. This is probably the most talked about piece in our entire shop. I suppose because people walk down and they see it above the fire, and it's magical. And you can, I've actually, I either do them bespoke, so made to order. I had a lady from near Keswick somewhere who came in, and she just said, I would like champagne gold and silver, whites with the lights, etc. And she just came to pick it up, and it was fantastic for me because it was just free range from a creative point of view, just to do anything. And that was brilliant. But it's something that you can make yourself if you just buy if you're doing it just for yourself on a budget, you just buy your plain garland, which flushes out into that, add your lights, and then you can change it every year, whatever baubles you'd like on there. So that's it.
My head is spinning now, probably more than any of the lockdown lessons. I feel like I'm going to have to start now, otherwise I'm never going to get older in time. Do you do workshops and things like that? It's
something I'd like to do. I'd like to do more. We've talked about I'd like to do partnering with people, like, I don't know, maybe Choco Bar next door, and do like evenings of making things, or getting similar to like the getting people in that want to showcase what they do, you know, or just doing things like that. So I'd like to do a lot more of that. Last year was our full complete year, and it was fantastic. And we're really
first complete year to me.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And we were so thrilled with how it went, and we're really sad that, you know, we've had to go into this period, and obviously this has happened all over the world, because it was really we were loving it.
Yeah,
like everybody, and sadly
you will bounce back, because you're true to your, you know, your values. You're you know, you and Chris are both lovely people. You're so friendly and warm. And it's an amazing concept, really, really memorable. And I'm all about niching in businesses, and you've most certainly done that. Ali, it seems to be an affiliate for the Dome House, because she wants to have a Christmas workshop for the Dome House. So Christmas workshop, Christmas party. We've already decided to have a cocktail making workshop there. So it looks like Dome House is going to be our destination for Christmas. And then if you can partner with them, because that must be incredible at Christmas.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic. We'd love to, definitely, because we're, as I say, we're planning to do more of that. And in the future, one part of the plan for this year was offering a decorating and consulting service, just on a smaller scale initially, like local restaurants and pubs, maybe holiday cottages, maybe B&Bs, hotels.
It's a great idea.
To source things and give people a concept of what colours do you want, you know, that sort of thing, and go from there. And again, with weddings and that as well, we were trying to diversify the earlier part of the year and do things like that. So just see how we go.
Well, it's good job we didn't make any big outlays towards weddings. I presume it's a good job that didn't happen just yet. But listen, things will get back to some semblance of normal, I'm sure. And I think businesses like yours, who have got such a fantastic local support, will always do well. Yeah. So listen, thank you, Carmen. That's been really, really useful and helpful. And when you first said, you know, when we first talked about doing Christmas in May, I thought, well, do you know what? Why not? Why not? And it's certainly been a popular episode, so that's good.
Oh, good.
But it's also given some local people a chance to, you know, find out a bit more about you as a person, which I think is really important too. But that's been great. It's been really fun.
Is it good or bad?
Always good, always good. Well, I'm really looking forward to seeing you after we get out, after we're allowed to see each other. Yes. But that's been brilliant, really good. Thank you. And I'll make sure we put all your links in the post so people can get in touch with you if they want any help.
Thanks, Sam. We've gone over. I'm aware of that, and I know you've got a lot on, but thank you for giving us time anyway. And I will drop Georgie's little...
Oh, I'm so excited about that. Shh, don't tell Georgie. Don't tell Georgie. She's down
Santa
here.
Paws. We'll get Santa Paws to deliver it for you.
Santa Paws. Oh, my goodness. Thank you. Thanks, Carmen. All right. Well, look, have a great day, and thanks so much for spending this hour with us.
You're welcome. Nice to meet you, everybody. Thank you so much, Sam.
All right. You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.